Another day, another talking smack about the Switch 2 day. So as you guys have all heard, the Nintendo Switch 2 was finally announced and everything, well, mostly everything was shown. And even though most of it was pretty cool, it's funny, throughout the video they hid the price. And you know what? Watching the video, I was wondering like, when are they gonna show the price? And I felt like they were hiding the price. And even though the price came out okay, I guess, $450, it wasn't really the price of the system that was pretty big. It was the games. Now that I was not expecting. I was not expecting for $80 games or $90 games. Now, not all games are going to be $90. Some games are going to be $70, some are going to be $80. And I think some will be $90 too. But I guess people are angry that it's setting an example to all other companies, you know, like Sony and Microsoft, that like, hey, you know, they're putting $80 and $90 games, we can too. And a lot of the things that people are saying is that they're saying GTA 6 is probably going to be $100, which it probably are. They said that they were going to charge more for that game, but now that like Nintendo's making $80 games, they're probably gonna launch $100 games. I don't doubt it. Or copies of GTA 6 $100, you know. I guess GTA 6 would be the only game that can possibly be $100. If it's like GTA 5, I mean, we're all expecting that it's going to be like GTA 5 but better, and GTA 5 people put in a lot of hours into it, so I guess technically it can be worth $100, but a lot of people who are going to play it, I feel like, aren't going to play it that long to be worth $100. But something about a video game being $100 just feels bad. You know, like it doesn't feel right. Another annoying thing that Nintendo's starting to do, and I think other game companies are starting to do also, is they're trying to sell this point to you that it's better to not own games. Yeah, don't you like want to buy a car and be like, hey, you know, in 5 years we're gonna have to take this car away because it's not really yours, but it's okay though because it's cool not owning anything. Yeah, they're starting to push this whole narrative that like it's okay not to own things, it's fine. And that is literally the point of physical copy games, and that's I think why they sell digital games, because you know, when you buy a digital game, they're sooner or later gonna close down the system in the future. Not next year, not the year after, but they will close it down. Same thing with the eShop. You bought games in the eShop and now they're gone and now you can't play them. So it's like, yeah, that is like the most horrible selling point of like trying to convince us it's fun to not own games. Like, please do not let them and any other game company convince you of that. Let's see, what's another thing? The Nintendo Switch 2 finally showed, they finally discovered game chat. That was cool. A few years late, but yeah, people are making fun of the camera that they give you and the quality of the other people like watching their gameplay is, how laggy it is. It looks like DS. It looks like DS gameplay. But that's Nintendo, you know. Nintendo has always been the company that does the least amount of like quality of their system. I can't think of the word right now, but they don't use that much modern technology, I guess you can say. I mean, the Switch 2 is supposed to be as strong as a PS4 Pro. That's what they say. So technically the PS5 and the Xbox Series X is still way better than the Switch 2. But this is supposed to be like a Game Boy type of thing. The Switch is supposed to be a Game Boy and a home console at the same time. Which brings me to another point, that the Switch 2 only has 2 to 3 hours of battery life, or was it 2 to 4? That's not good. I mean, when I'm at 10 years old, I'm gonna play my Switch for only 2 hours. I know some people only get to play that long, but you know, most people, let's be honest, we're not gonna play for 2 hours. Come on, we're not gonna play 2 hours. But I feel like since the system is using so much power, I guess that's why it uses 2 to 4 hours. I don't know. So people are also saying that the Steam Deck is just better, which I'm kind of agreeing on. I was gonna buy a Steam Deck, but then I bailed out last second, and I was honestly gonna buy this system too, but I bailed out last second. I just feel like I don't really need them right now, but if I were to choose, I think I would choose the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck can play more of Nintendo's games than the Switch, than Nintendo's own system. We have to pay so much and we have to struggle so much to just play some old Nintendo games that Nintendo won't even let us play, and the Steam Deck can play a lot of those games. Also, it's a little bit cheaper. I don't think I said that, but it's like, depending what Steam Deck you get, it's still cheaper. My mistake, by the way, correction. The Steam Deck is pretty expensive. There's a $399 one, $549 one, and a $649 one, which I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty pricey. I didn't think it was that pricey, but at least you're still getting Nintendo games that the Switch 2 cannot get, and you could get a lot of very cheap games in the Steam Deck and have a way more variety of games than the Switch 2. So it's a little bit worth more the money. Again, it is more pricey, but I mean, the Switch 2 is kind of in the middle of these prices. So overall, the system was just okay. I guess one of the good things they did is that they found a way to like kind of stop scalpers from buying them. They're doing this membership thing that if you've had Nintendo membership for 12 months, you get like priority, and they'll let you know when you can pre-order it. So that's a good thing. Puts a little roadblock into some scalpers. That's good. That was good. That was positive. You know, can't blame them on that. Like I think they took out a GameCube controller. Oh wait, it's gonna have GameCube games, which I called. It only has 3 games though, and one of them is Wind Waker. But you know, I'm not even gonna get the Switch 2. I'm not even gonna get to play Wind Waker. I never even played Wind Waker, so that sucks. That's bad. But I was going off topic. They have this GameCube controller which looks cool, but you can only get it if you have a membership or something like that, which again, I think it's stopping scalpers from getting it. But it looks cool, but looks like I'm not gonna be able to get it. I'm kind of in a family plan, so only one person is gonna be able to get the priority of the Switch 2. But then again, I just literally said I'm not gonna get it, so I don't really care about it too much. The only thing I'm happy is that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out for the regular Switch, so I'll be able to get that at least. But I did want to try that new Donkey Kong game they announced. It looked kind of fun. I'm not gonna be able to play the new Mario Kart. That sucks. But I mean, it looks cool. It just looks cool. But it's not anything groundbreaking, I guess I should say. But it does look fun. You know, Mario Kart's always fun. Overall, Nintendo just screwed it up with those prices. That is insane. If you add the 450 Switch plus, I don't know, let's say you want to play Mario Kart and Metroid Prime, that's already like $150. So 50, 600 plus tax. Just let's add it up to 650. That's just for the Switch and 2 games. $650. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think I'm gonna hold off on it. Nintendo's not very famous for lowering prices on things. Apparently the only time they've changed their mind on prices was the 3DS. That's the only console that they charge so much, and I think they lowered it by $80. So it is possible, but I honestly don't think people are gonna hold down on that. I think people are gonna buy this system. Nintendo fanboys can't help themselves. I'm a Nintendo fanboy too. I love this company, but sometimes they've always been the odd ones out. It's like sometimes they don't like money, but right here, I guess it's proving us wrong. They love money. But they're just a weird company. They've always been very like, we don't want everyone to have our systems. We only want a select few of people to have our systems, but we love money also, apparently. So yeah, they're a weird company. But you know, maybe, hey, you know, the price isn't so bad for the system. It's the games. But I don't know what can happen here. I don't know. I don't think they're going to lower the price. I generally don't think so. But, you know, if there's a discount or something, or in the future, there's a possibility, then I might get it. But until then, honestly, this is my opinion. I think the Steam Deck is just better to get. It is a little bit chunkier, but it is better. So probably if I'm going to get one of these 2 things, I'll probably go for the Steam Deck. Just, you know, that's just me though. One last thing I wanted to talk about. The Joy-Cons. Apparently they're still not admitting that like these Joy-Cons will be better. It's just, why is this such a problem? I feel like they're just trying to save so much money making these systems that I guess they can't fix the Joy-Cons. I mean, it's just impossible. It's just, you know, we put a man on the moon. We just de-extinct the dire wolf, but we can't fix some Joy-Cons. Yes, that's where we are in our planet. So anyways, what do you guys think of the Switch 2? Are you guys gonna get it? Do you think it was worth it? Do you think we're over-exaggerating the price of the games? Do you think we're just being a bunch of broke boys? Is that what we are? Is that what we are? Is that why we're complaining? Or are you guys mad about the system? How like they butchered the presentation and everything? Yeah, and also we thought it was funny again how they hid the price. I thought that was funny. That's how you know they're like, yeah, we're kind of screwing them over when they don't say the price. But anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think, like I said, and support the cause, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Haven't thought of an outro yet, but